What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grind. You're watching Urban Nerd, this channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. Well, today, I'm going to be giving some more nerd news about the Black Panther movie, because that movie is just killing it all the way around. Well, also, I'm going to be giving some news about how, some Jurassic World and also some Nightwing news. But first, I'm going to start off with Black Panther, because Black Panther has officially passed $500 million worldwide in only a couple days. I don't even know if, I guess it's been 7 days. It's been officially 7 days. So in 7 days, it has hit the $500 million mark. This movie has been killing it, because you know what? Let's just say Wednesday, right? Domestically, I think it was the Avengers, the first Avengers. They only did $13.6 million as far as drop off. On Wednesday. Now, Black Panther is at $14.5 million. Let's just get this in perspective. This thing is on track to literally probably make $1 billion in like less than 2 weeks, because it hasn't even opened in China or Japan yet. You know, these people are gonna be loving this movie, because even though it's not Chinese, even though it's not Japanese people in this movie, it's still a cultural movie. It's a cultural movie that they love watching these type of things. You might not think they don't, but they do. And I'm telling you, this movie, I don't know. Let's just say this right now. This movie's making $2 billion. It's making $2 billion. It's gonna make it, because you know what? They ain't got no type of people or any type of movies that's really gonna slow it down. Like right now, this weekend, it's got like Annihilation, Game Night. No, it's not gonna do nothing. It's not, and there's not going to be another movie for the next couple of weeks. So if this thing stays on pace and keeps making that money, like, say another, like if it has a drop off of like maybe 50%, which will be like $100 million next weekend. If it has that, and then like say if it keep going, like say it drops off even less, like say drops down to $75 million, this thing is gonna hit that $1 billion mark in like less than 3 weeks. And I think it's got about a good 5 to 6 weeks before it has even any competition to slow it down. So my prediction, I'm gonna just say, because you know what, someone commented and said that, you know what, I think you were right. You should have stayed with your initial gut of it being that high. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop it down, because you know what, maybe I'm going too high. Maybe I'm aiming too high. And then also there was a snowstorm. They didn't do nothing to the box office. So right now I'm just saying it, $200 million. If I'm right, so be it. I'm the one that said I've said it. If I'm wrong, hey, I just had some high goals, because you know what? You can't underestimate this movie right now, because it's just killing it. And as far as like the Jurassic World, I'm just saying this movie's gonna kill it. Next in the nerd news, Jurassic World 3 has already announced its third movie. We ain't even get the second one yet, but they've already announced they've got a third one planned. And they're going to be having the writer for Pacific Rim Uprising writing the script for this movie. So, it's one thing to say how to have a positive kind of attitude about proactive, let's get this thing going. But you got to remember, Universal, they planned on the whole monster universe. That didn't quite work out. So, it might be jumping the gun. But mind you, Jurassic World did make $1 billion for them. And it did make, I think, the third highest weekend, either third or fourth. It beat, Black Panther, but I believe it made $207 million on its first weekend. Nobody expected this movie to be doing so good, but you know what? Like I say, you can't be underestimating these movies like that. And I'll bring that little thing up again later down in the story. But, so they're going to be making Jurassic World 3 before we even seen the second one. Not saying that they've seen something that, they know, but you gotta figure, even if it has a drop off, it made them $1 billion. So even if it's like, I think $1.6 billion. So even if it's a drop off, $800 million, that's still making them a crazy amount of bank. So as far as that, there's no lose. It's like a win-win situation. So they ain't gotta worry about that. Mind you, the first movie, Jurassic World, was directed by Colin Trevorrow. Second one's directed by Jay Bayona. Third one, we don't know. Like I said, it's so far down, they ain't even got the script written, but they're having it written right now by the script writer for the Pacific Rim Uprising. So, hey, we'll see how good that movie is. Then we can start wondering maybe if they made the right choice or not. So, we'll see as far as that. Going on to the next news. Disney, THR was having a little report, talking about how Disney's planning on rebooting the Muppets, which, who's really caring that much about it right now? But, hey, I like the last Muppet movies that came out, so... Hey, if they reboot it, I don't know how much you can reboot the Muppets. It's still going to look the same kind of Muppets. Or you're just doing a different story. So, you get what I'm saying? I don't understand that. But that ain't the story. The story is the fact that there was 3 other titles that they're planning on rebooting. And the 3 titles, y'all know. Number 1, first title is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Second title is Father the Bride. Third title is The Parent Trap. Yes. That movie where Lindsay Lohan played Lindsay Lohan Dos. So, but she was a cute little redhead back then. But as far as those movies, the only one I see actually making some bank might be that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And I know you might be thinking, yo, you crazy. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? You can't remake that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can remake that. You know why? Because Jumanji. That's how I see it. You see how much money Jumanji's making. Like right here. Let me pull this up right now. Jumanji. I'm gonna refresh this. I'm gonna refresh this Jumanji thing right now. As of right now, Jumanji has made worldwide $909 million. $909.7 million. So almost $910 million Jumanji has made. And that's with all CG animals. Yo, CG animals is the thing right now. You got Jungle Book. You got Lion King being made by Jon Favreau, the same person who did Jungle Book. So, yo, Jumanji with all those CG animals, people are loving that. People are eating that up, and I can see them doing the same kind of thing. If they get some good. I don't want them to get The Rock and Kevin Hart because that'd be too much, two in so much the same realm. But if they get some comedic things and then get to, the CG, imagine like the technology back then for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, it looked cool back then. I don't know, I haven't seen it lately, maybe it might not. But let's just say if they have the same kind of technology and use the same kind of thing that they use in Jumanji and then get some good kind of comedic moments in this thing, I think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids can make bank just up there. Like, man, $700 million right there. $700 million right there. Like, I'm just saying, like, right now, I'm just guesstimating high numbers. I don't care. I'm just guesstimating high numbers at this point because I think all this could be good. But let's not knock out The Parent Trap because, hey, if they can get another unknown and, like, they kill it like that, I think it could do good. Father the Bride, I guess it could be related because you got Mamma Mia making it in the theaters right now. So I guess Father the Bride, you're never gonna replace Martin Short. So I don't know who they would get, but it could work out, could or could not. Who knows? Next news we're gonna talk about is Nightwing, because Nightwing may be on hiatus because the director Chris McKay is not gonna. He's been signed on to direct a little movie called Dungeons and Dragons. If you're a real nerd, you understand or you hear what that is. But if you don't, you're like, what is Dungeons and Dragons? It's a board game that's sort of like Lord of the Rings and, World of Warcraft. And I think Chris McKay, he did a great job on Lego Batman. Excellent job on Lego Batman. Even though it just went by the radar of Oscars and nobody cares. Lego Batman was a great film, and just watching that movie, you could tell he got into the lore of Batman. Everything about Batman, he got into that, and you could, like, all these references, it was just on point. So if he goes into depth as much as he did for the Batman, and he goes into, research or whatever that he did for Batman that he's going to do for Dungeons and Dragons, I think this could be a great movie. Like everyone was hoping the World of Warcraft movie will be that movie for everybody, sort of like the next Lord of the Rings. It didn't turn out like that, but I think he could do it with this. So, as far as Chris McKay, hey, and who knows? Maybe he's not letting go of Nightwing, because the way DC is, they don't even know what's going on with Nightwing. For all he knows, he could probably finish and make the Dungeons and Dragons, come back to DC, and they still ain't got nothing ready for him. So, I don't know. But Chris McKay, if you're going to do it, you got my support right there. Next, I'm gonna talk about actually the two movies that are coming out this weekend is gonna give Black Panther some competition, which ain't really gonna be no competition. Let's just say they're just coming out. It's gonna be Annihilation, which looks really good. It has what's her name? Natalie Portman. It looks really good about aliens. Something it just changes this world and it starts warping like what's ever in that environment. And I'm looking forward to that. I kind of want to see it. And then we got Game Night, where I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. Didn't look that good from the trailers, but critics are just talking, raving about this movie. So I might want to see that too. So that's pretty much it as far as the movies coming out for this week and coming out tomorrow. So that's it. Remember to like, comment if you have anything to talk about. If you want to comment on anything I've talked about, just about today's nerd news, let me know, because I'm always here to talk to anybody. As soon as they hit me up, I hit you up. That's how I do. I'm trying to grow this thing, trying to be entertaining, trying to be energetic, and I know I've been saying I've been trying, I'm gonna get the editing and stuff up there, but I'm working 2 jobs 7 days a week, plus doing this and editing a book, and I'm doing a lot. So just forgive me. But please tell your friends and subscribe if you like this content. I'm not saying you have to. Just saying, if you like what I do, just give me a little subscribe down. Subscribe down there. Check out the nerd news and then check out the daily nerd news. So remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on the next daily nerd news.